Am I excited to bring you this video? For the last 6 years, I've been living in Argentina, teaching about a simple and effective way to achieve health and treating thousands of patients with chiropractic care. To be able to see one's eyes open when they realize how simple health truly is, and also able to enjoy life pain-free were wonderful experiences I got to experience with the people in Argentina. Also, many of you know that I am passionate about building soil and growing some of our own food. I love how tending to our little edge of nature is so therapeutic. Since I learned about permaculture, comfrey, a plant that is a very important plant, has been on every piece of land I have had the privilege to tend to. But to get comfrey into Argentina, I took a root from my dad's garden and stuffed it into a Ziploc bag and hid it in one of my checked-in suitcases. I don't recommend that you do that, but that just shows how important comfrey is in the garden. As soon as I got there, I took the root and cut it into 5 pieces and planted them into small flower pots. 1 week later, comfrey was poking its leaves out. It was beautiful. So I planted one next to my mother-in-law's orange tree. I planted a couple in big planter boxes, and I planted one next to a tree in the front yard where we were renting a house. It wasn't long till I had way too much leaf in that little teeny garden that I had there. I was tending to a little 10-foot by 10-foot piece of land in between the street and sidewalk and about 5 planter boxes in the backyard that was all cement. And that was all I had at that moment in life. So I had lots of extra leaf. And my parents, they came to visit, and my dad said, well, why not try and make a salve with the extra leaf? I did have a lot of extra dry leaves. So I said, well, why not? I started to study it out and ended up making my first batch over the weekend that my dad was there. We didn't have any of the tools to really do it. The first 6 batches, actually, I didn't have any of the tools to do it. So I made the infusion of the potent comfrey leaf in something that's called baño Maria. It's a term I learned in Spanish because I never even heard of it in English. So I filled up this hervidor, which is just a steel-looking cup, really, with water, and on top I placed a really deep still salad bowl with all the ingredients for the infusion. Every hour I'd have to go and fill the hervidor full of water and let it come to boil again. And this went on for about 8 hours until the infusion was complete. It was actually a pretty tedious job for the first 6 times I made this salve. But there it was, sitting in the fridge. I knew it was for all those physical bumps, bruises, falls, cuts, scrapes, rips and tears of life, but I really didn't know what I was going to do with it. But I remember thinking that it was pretty cool that I was able to make it. Then something terribly painful happened the next Thursday. About every Thursday I would go and play soccer, and I usually play defense because I'm not that good at soccer. I love sports, so I get in any sport I can, but I was playing defense, and I remember one guy coming at me. He's coming full speed, and I was pretty sure he wanted to make that goal, and I was pretty sure I was going to stop him from making that goal. And as he was running at full speed coming at me, I was getting ready to kick the ball, and he was also getting ready to kick the ball. And both got our legs cocked back, and we kicked with all of our strength. Him with all his strength, me with all my strength, and we missed the ball. His foot straight into my big toe with full force on both sides. Painful. I felt pain suddenly. I did finish the game, but when I got home, I took my toe and I would wiggle it up and down, and it wasn't that painful. It was inflamed, very inflamed, but it didn't hurt going up and down at the joints. But when I went left to right, wow, that was screaming pain. Of course I didn't scream, but I definitely wanted to. I was pretty sure I broke my bone of my big toe. I don't know exactly because I didn't get an x-ray, but I was pretty sure it was broken. Well, I had just made the comfrey cream, the comfrey salve. So I decided to use it, try it out. I'll be the first person. So I put it on once every 3 hours for a couple days. And I continued to do that every day. And 1 week later, no joke, I was playing basketball, pain-free. I couldn't believe it. It was incredible. And not only that, 3 weeks later, I was playing soccer again. And I could have played before because I was pain-free. I just was kind of still scared to get kicked in that exact same toe that was still healing, but it was pain-free after 1 week. I couldn't believe that. I was pain-free in 1 week. I still can't believe I was playing basketball the following week, pain-free. To me, from what I understand about the healing process, being pain-free after that type of trauma, the type of trauma I experienced, doesn't make sense. But I had just lived it. I had just experienced it. It's crazy how life works. My dad gives me an idea of using the leaf to make a salve. I make the salve with what I have. A couple days later, and 5 days later, I get the opportunity to test it out on myself with amazing results. The last 15 years of my life have been dedicated to health, really helping people simplify health while on this beautiful journey called life. I now understand the body more than ever and know that all healing happens from the inside out. All healing, from emotional trauma to physical trauma. However, there are tools that can help the process and sometimes even speed up the process. That is exactly what I found in this comfrey salve I had made. It helped the body heal from a terrible physical, in my case, break in life. We all experience them. And if we have kids, they do too. We all experience physical bumps, bruises, rips, and tears. It just happens as we live our life. I can now say with confidence that this salve will also help you heal from all yours and your kids' physical breaks, bumps, bruises, falls, cuts, scrapes, and rips and tears of life. You don't have to wait days and many times weeks to feel the relief of healing properly physically. I know you might be thinking, well, you're just one example. You got lucky, or maybe it wasn't as bad as you're saying. That's a valid opinion. I'm just one person. Soon, though, I will send you another video that gives you two completely different examples of how this helped other people. You also might be asking, and how does this work? How can this plant called comfrey help my body heal from all those physical breaks, bumps, bruises, falls, cuts, scrapes, and rips and tears of life? Also, in the next video, I will show you how it's done. Don't miss it. Be on the lookout for the next video coming soon. Leave me a question or comment as a DM on Instagram at benpagedc or my personal email, benpagedc@gmail.com. And also share this on Instagram, tagging me, and I will tag you right back.